This is going to be video number 64 on your Firearms Defense channel. This is going to be about my new front sight weapon of choice, the Springfield Xd 9mm. The first thing I'll do before I get any further into this video is demonstrate for all my YouTube subscribers and anyone else who watches it that this weapon is in fact unloaded. The magazine well is empty and the chamber is empty. So now we have an unloaded weapon and it's in a safe condition and it's ready to demonstrate. As I say, this is going to be my front sight weapon of choice and I'm going to demonstrate it today. The first thing is I should mention before I do anything else, it weighs in at 1 pound 8 3/4 ounces empty. I weighed it on my kitchen scale and that's exactly what it weighs. This weapon has several advantages for use at front sight as a range weapon. The first thing is it utilizes 9mm, which are about half the price of .45s and are readily available. So that's probably the biggest advantage of it. So after having said that, then I'll get on and demonstrate this weapon here and show you some of the features of it and some of the things about it. The first thing is it comes in a little nice little case they give you with it. It comes in a case like this, and the weapon goes in that spot. The magazines go here. There's a holster for it they give you. They give you a magazine loader. They give you magazine pouches there. They have the childproof lock there. And it's really, these are really nice features. Now the only thing is, I don't think these holsters that they give you, and I don't think that the magazine pouches and the magazine loader is very much use. In fact, trying to utilize a magazine loader, I did just about as well reloading it by hand. Now, this is a holster that I purchased for it over at Front Sight. I tried the holster that came with it, that they give you with it. It doesn't work worth a damn. I bought this holster at Front Sight after asking one of the instructors there what to get. It's a Black Hawk holster. It's a Kydex holster. It's like all the other holsters out there. It works great. It has a tension lock in there. It comes out just like it's supposed to. That's just what you need. This magazine holder, I don't recall the brand of it. I saved the packaging for a long time so I could tell you the brand, but I don't in fact remember what it is. This is in fact, it's a flashlight holder and a magazine holder, but if you're just from the firing line at Front Sight and you just need something to hold your magazines, this is perfect because you're not going to be where you need them to be held in or anything. You're just going to be taking them in and out of the pouch all day. Now, if you're law enforcement and you need them held securely, you probably need something else other than this, but for Front Sight, this is just about perfect. So those are the two accessories that I purchased at Front Sight for this. The weapon itself, in fact, it functions a lot like the Glock does. It's pretty much identical except in one respect. It has a trigger lock here on the trigger itself, but back here at the back of the handle it has a release back here at the handle which has to be activated before you can in fact activate the trigger. I'll demonstrate that here. Now before you can activate the trigger, that has to be pressed. See, that won't activate the trigger by itself. So this has to be pressed and then you can press that. Now why in fact they did that, why they put this back here, I have no idea. It's absolutely not needed. It's totally superfluous. It's of no use whatsoever that I can detect. And in fact, what this does, it makes it harder to do the weapons manipulations and the malfunction simulations. Because when you're trying to pull a slide back, if you don't have that pushed in, the slide won't in fact pull back. So you have to pull a slide back pushing this in first, and that makes it harder. And it makes it harder to do your chamber checks if you don't have this pulled back. And it takes some getting used to in that respect. If you're used to shooting the Glock, it takes some getting used to shoot this thing and learn to do the weapons manipulations and the malfunction simulations, and get used to having this back here. Other than that, and the spring tension being a little bit stronger and the slide being harder to pull back, it's just about identical in function, and it seems to in fact work the same as the Glock. In fact, I can't complain about the way this thing shoots at all, because in fact it shoots a lot better than I do. Now, give you one last example here. This is my Front Sight Firearms Training Institute certificates of achievement. I finally decided I was going to keep them all in a nice orange folder. So anyway, when I went to 2-day skill builder back in February, this is a certificate I got. Now, I was shooting all day in the rain in February, so I can't blame my Glock for not shooting well in February. But I did get my certificate of achievement for 2-day skill builder in February. Now, when I went this time and shot with my Springfield, I got the certificate with the silver star at the bottom. It says graduate. So in fact, I shot a lot better this time with the Springfield. So the weapon shoots fine. I don't shoot as well as the weapon does, in fact. So anyway, that's all the essentials of it. There's nothing real fancy or anything you need to know about it. It's in fact pretty much a Glock knockoff. It's identical to the Glock except for the trigger release at the back of the handle. And other than that, there's one more thing. Now, if you live in a state with sensible firearms laws, and in fact if you can get high capacity magazines for it, it's absolutely a perfect front sight weapon. I'm here in California, so I can only get 10-round magazines, and it's you know, with a 10-round magazine, that's not great and wonderful, but it is what it is. But with the extra capacity magazines, they're absolutely great weapons. And that's going to do it for video number 64 here. I'll see you on 65.